All right, I'm going to call this meeting to order. Meeting called to order. This is the Lincoln Heights Neighborhood Council General Board meeting of Lincoln Heights, Los Angeles, California. It is March 3rd, Thursday, 6:06 p.m. I'm Sarah Clendenning, President of the Council. This meeting, the people behind the functionality of it, it's Vincent Chente Montalvo, our treasurer, and Fernanda Sanchez, our secretary. So those are some of the voices you're going to hear a little bit more from tonight. And with that, a roll call, please, Madam Secretary.
All right, and I'll apologize once again for the noise.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it was kind of choppy.
Sarah Clendenning.
Present. Sorry.
I apologize for the noise. Sarah Clendenning.
Present.
Ben Wadsworth.
Present.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Your connection's bad or poor for you. We can-
Chente Montalvo.
Present.
okay.
Hernandez.
Here.
Hey, Fernanda, I think your connection's not so good right now. I think we're just gonna run through the roll call. I'll have Vince go for it. Is
No,
that okay, Vince?
Have a chart that I can go through.
I'll do it. Just look at the bottom of the agenda.
Okay, give me 1 second.
There you go.
Can you see it all down there?
Yeah, scroll up a little. Okay.
Sorry, my service is really bad. I'm back here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're fine, Bernie. We're just gonna have Vince run through it. Don't worry.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, here we go. Nancy Soto.
Excused absence.
Okay, let me see. Benny Madera.
Here.
Didia.
here,
Joanna.
presente,
Diana.
Here.
Annalie.
Here.
Melanie.
Here.
Diego.
Here.
Gil.
Okay, good job.
Absent. Richard Ortiz. Absent.
Oh.
Steve.
Here.
Selena.
Here.
Esmeralda.
Here, present.
And Vicente present. We have 14.
We have quorum. We have 14 people present for the record. All right, so let's go back to the agenda here. So roll call. And then I guess we go to public comments.
1
Vic,
second,
can you-
just for the record, I see Gilbert coming in at 6:10.
Okay, for the record, Gil at 6:10. Where's my agenda? So I'm just gonna, Vince, can you scroll up just so I can see the agenda here? Can't find mine. 3, non-agenda public comments. Now, this is the time for the public, anybody from the community. You have 2 minutes to speak about anything that's not on the agenda. So anything in the world, right? So press *9 or raise your hand and you have 2 minutes to speak. And yeah, we on the council, we like to give the most time to everyone. So we have comments at the beginning, comments at the end, and you can comment on each agenda item as well. So this is for stuff that's not on the agenda. *9 or
We have Stephanie, and then I'll start the time. It's 2 minutes, right? Okay.
yes.
Please state your name for the record, Stephanie.
Hi, my name's Stephanie Clements.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, guys. Good evening. I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Stephanie Clements, and I am running for LA City Controller. A little bit about me. I'm a third generation Angelino. I love LA so much that I dedicated my career to working for the city of Los Angeles. I've worked for the city for more than 25 years. I've worked in 6 different departments, including chief financial officer of 2 separate city departments. I know a lot about city finances and overall city administration. And I'm running for office because I feel compelled to run because I'm incredibly frustrated with how this city is being mismanaged. And I feel that I have the experience, knowledge, and know-how to help steer the city in a better direction. There's a lot more information on my website at clements4controller.com, the 4 being the number 4. But my platform focuses on 3 major themes, which is stopping the rampant corruption in the city, eliminating ongoing structural budget deficits that result in cuts to city services and staffing, and also improving city service delivery, reducing government waste by addressing our serious technology deficiencies, reforming civil service, and also improving and streamlining how we enter into contracts. So again, a lot more information and substance is on my website. I just wanted to introduce myself and I thank you for your time and hope everybody has a great meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Stephanie.
I see no more public comments, Sarah.
No more public comments. All right. Well, we will move on to item number 4, community and board announcements. So I guess we'll start with community announcements, maybe. Now, an announcement, this is just, if anybody from the community has an announcement just for the world or for the neighborhood or whatever, you have 2 minutes to speak. Please raise your hand or press *9.
Okay, we have David Galvez.
Yes, can y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. David Galvez, I've been here to make announcements in the past. I'm here representing USC. Just a few quick announcements on some community events the university is focused on. First, we continue to operate our program at Lincoln High School to provide Lincoln students with tuition-free education to USC once they graduate from Lincoln. We currently have 71 students in the program, and we're going to grow that to 100 over the next 2 academic years. We continue to operate our childcare center at Griffin Avenue Elementary. On March the 12th, we will be hosting a day of service where we'll have USC staff and alumni and faculty cleaning up both Lincoln Park and Ascot Park, among other East Side parks. And lastly, a few weeks ago, the council office announced the development of unhoused showers that will be placed in Lincoln Park. We're actually funding and providing the services that are going to take place there. Today was the first day that they were operational. It was a dry run, and they'll be operational between now and
No pun
mid-August,
intended, dry run.
twice a week. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, Gil. Thank you.
I'm sorry, did I say something that I need to clarify?
Oh, no,
Oh.
I heard her voices in the background. But thank you, David. Yeah, showers at Lincoln Park. Okay, excellent. All right, any
Our
other
next-
community?
Yes. We have Bertha. Please state your name for the record.
Hi, everyone. Bertha Velasquez with Supervisor Hilda Solis.
Hi,
Just
Bert.
wanted to introduce myself to the council and the participants. I'm the supervisor's caseworker and office manager out of the East LA office. And I also represent the supervisor in the communities of Well Heights, El Sereno, and Lincoln Heights. And just wanted to make myself available if anyone has any county issues to address. I'm here to assist in any way. Feel free to call our office.
Okay.
Bertha, can you please give out your email and phone number?
Mhm.
Sure. Thank you.
Oh, wait, what is it, Bertha? Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. So the East LA field office phone number is 323
Mhm,
881
mhm.
4601.
And then what's your email address?
And my email is B as in boy, V as in Victor, ELAZQUEZ. So it's Velasquez with no S at BOS, which stands for Board of Supervisors, .lacounty.gov.
LAcounty.gov. All right. Thank you, Bertha.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Okay, any
Okay,
other
so we have no more public comment.
community announcements? Okay, so any board member announcements?
We have Deanna.
Diana?
Okay, I just want to set the mood real quick. So so Los Angeles Leadership Academy, our basketball team, our boys basketball team, it happened. It was started like about 6 years ago, and just this weekend. And like, I mean, so, and it's like our boys are really talented, and we got like 2.5 years taken off due to the pandemic. So they're like, they're working really hard, and they went to city championships. And we were so proud of them. They were winning every game. It was amazing. And they lost city championships by 52-53, which is tragic. But I mean, we're still winners of Lincoln Heights and Los Angeles anyway. Who cares about the other team, I just want to let all, I mean that in a very blase, kind way, of course. Nothing offensive, but I just wanted to shout out Lincoln Heights, Los Angeles Leadership Academy boys basketball team, because they did amazing.
Thank you, Deanna.
Diana?
Joanna.
Joanna? Hey, oh, you're muted. Sorry.
Sorry. I was gonna say that was awesome, team. Thank you, sorry for sharing that. So I just wanted to share that the programs committee met today to finalize a date that we would start meeting. And we had a very productive conversation with Esmeralda, who just joined us. And so we decided on the 4th Thursday of the month from 5 to 6. And so we also began talking about some objectives for our spring to summer programs, focusing on, our houseless neighbors and their needs. We have a partnership with the city to do a tree giveaway event. And so we mapped it out for.
Joanna, let's
Oh,
yeah,
is that too early? Oh, sorry. Just so that we have a meeting on, March 24th.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, or this will be announcements just for like community announcements. Like, yeah, but we could get to that stuff later. Any other community announcements?
No, and just right now for the record, at 6:18, Richard Ortiz came into the meeting.
Richard, hey. I have an announcement for everybody and everybody in the city that housing is key. The COVID rent relief program by the state and federal government. It ends, the enrollment period ends March 31st, perhaps. Even if you're not sure if you're like, if you might need it in the future, right? Or whatever, just enroll now before March 31st so that you're in the queue. It's super important. And then what else? I have another announcement. The tap cards, right? For Metro, there's this thing, it's called Life. It's like low income transportation or something like that. But you can just self-proclaim your income and get low income and free Metro rides. Just go to their website, Metro tap card. And then also another announcement. Yeah, I'm gonna be posted up on Broadway this weekend on a bus bench outside of Byrite. If anybody from the community wants to talk, that's my office. I'll be there. Maybe not 9 to 5, but maybe like 1 to 6. So, all right. All right, that's my announcement. Any other?
I just have a real quick one. LADWP, people that have their bills or water bills there, they have a survey that they're asking people to fill out. If you fill out the survey, they're giving you $150 credit to your bill. So we all know people need it. It's extra, and it doesn't affect any of the other money that they're getting for the bill assistance. So I encourage people to go to the website, you enter your bill number, and the survey pops up, and then it's $150. They usually put it up, I think, on a month after your bill, so it takes 30 days.
Oh, so you have to log into your account and then it pops up?
Yeah, you have to take it's like a 2-minute survey. It's not much. And then you just get a confirmation number, keep the confirmation number, and in 30 days, they post the credit to your account.
No way. Yeah, I was looking for it on their website and I couldn't see anything. So it seems like it's some secret. So log into your LADWP bill, like you're just curious what your balance is, right? And then all of a sudden, yeah, this thing will pop up. And
Well,
then,
let's look to our website. If I can find the link directly to it, look for it on our website. I'll send it to Christine and have her post it.
okay. And cool. And yeah, housing is key. That thing I mentioned before about the COVID rent relief. It's not just the back rent that you owe. It's back rent back to 2020, but it's also your bills and utilities that you owe. Being like, all the LADWP bills that have racked up since 2019, $1,200, right? You enter that in and you can get it fully covered. So housing is key, and yeah, do that.
We have Diego.
Sorry. Yeah, I'll make a quick announcement. So the Ascot Hills Park Native Plant Nursery is having a volunteer event this Saturday. The nursery needs help repotting plants and tending to the restoration sites present at Ascot Hills Park. So if any of you need volunteer service hours or even free native plants, every volunteer is entitled to 5 free native plants for supporting. The event runs from 9 to 11:30 a.m. and it's at Ascot Hills Park. Let me know if anyone has any questions on that. But other than that, hope to see you there.
Thank you. All right, Sarah, I don't see any more.
Okay, no more board member announcements. All right, so what number are we at now? Committees? Oh, government reports, 2 minutes a person. So if there's anybody from the government, any city official or federal, state, local, please raise your hand or press *9. You have 2 minutes to address the community and update.
Okay, we have Jose. 1 second.
Hi, good evening. My name is Jose Galvez with the Department of Neighborhood Department. This is have some updates for the board. So this past week, we had the department held a workshop, which was for the political and legislative advocacy. The department hosted the workshop, went through the process of hosting candidate forums, especially for neighborhood councils that are considering, especially this is going to be an election year. So there's several offices that are going to be elected for municipal, state, or Congress and such. So we just wanted to make sure to provide the resources and information for neighborhood councils who are considering candidate forums. We do have the recording and documents available on the empowerlate.org website. You can go to workshops and trainings, and in there you can view the recording from that session. We also have another workshop, which is a community impact statement virtual town hall for Thursday, March 31st from 6 to 9. The budget reviews and the budget advocacy group for the neighbor council system and then the Department of Neighborhood Department are teaming up to host the first of its kind event, aiming at improving the quality and volume of community impact statements submitted on behalf of Angelinos. More registration information will be coming soon. We look forward for your continued attendance and participation. Also, for the neighborhood council elections, to assist you with the 2023 elections outreach planning, I will be scheduling individual one-on-one outreach sessions with your outreach chairs and committee. During these meetings, we will be reviewing elections outreach efforts from 2019, 2021, and talk about the NC awareness and engagement of the survey results for your neighborhood, and see how we can help to plan for a successful 2023 elections. So again, please reach out if you have any questions and let me know how I can be of assistance.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Jose. Thank you.
Okay, our next speaker is Cynthia Cruz, CD14.
Hi, everyone. Cynthia Cruz from Councilmember Kevin De Leon's office here. I have a couple of updates. One is last weekend was our cleanup that I had announced here previously. It went really well. It was our first Lincoln Heights cleanup. We focused on the North Broadway corridor from Lincoln Park Avenue to Griffin. And we also had focused, we had a separate crew on the Alhambra Avenue side adjacent to the train tracks. So it went really well. We covered up some graffiti on the Alhambra Avenue side, and then down Broadway, we had a majority of the volunteers. And so down with the cleanup, as we were traveling down Broadway, we noticed a couple of storm drains that were clogged. So we're going to be reporting those and sending them over to L.H.N.C. watershed services so they can come out and address those. And we're also going to be sending Alley Sanitation a list of the black ALB bins that are along the corridor, the ones that are really heavily graffitied and tagged and just in really poor condition, so they can be replaced. So, and then we also, there's some areas that can use an additional ALB bin. So if you guys have any locations that you think might need a new one, if it's like a bus stop or like a heavily pedestrian like intersection or crosswalk or whatever it is, sidewalk that needs a bin, a new trash bin, let me know so we can add it, and then we can install a new one there. And then the other thing I wanted to report on is this Sunday, March 6th at Ascot Hills, we're having a low-cost pet vaccine clinic. So I have the flyer that I can send over to the board, but you guys should definitely take advantage of that and spread the word. It's a really good deal. Like first 25 dogs get a free rabies shot. And they have like an adult pack vaccine for dogs, and they also have a cat vaccine adult pack. So I'll have the flyer, has all the information on there. Last time we had it, I had my dog microchipped. So they also do that too. So I'll send the flyer for that. And then every fourth Saturday of the month, we're going to start having a alley sanitation roll-off bin. And the location for that's going to be changing monthly. So this fourth Saturday of the month would be in Lincoln Heights starting the 25th. Once we have a flyer, I'll send that too. And it's usually there all weekend, so people can bring bulky items, and it has some exclusions, but that's on the flyer, and when we have that, I'll share it with you guys. But that's basically it.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Yeah. Okay. Any
Okay,
other?
I don't see any more, Sarah.
Okay, no more government reports. Next it would be, this is a new thing that is being implemented. Okay, area representative reports. So we have area reps. Our board is made up of an executive committee, and then we have area representatives. And Lincoln Heights is broken down into 7 zones. I don't know if we could just pull up our map, but so we have these 7 areas of Lincoln Heights. So each area has 2 representatives. They're the go-to point people for their areas. And so I just want to kind of go through each area so each rep could kind of, or each team of reps could just talk about what's going on in their area. Like, what's your news, you know? And I guess we would start with area 1 rep, Anna Lee. And it's just like a minute, or Vince, how long should we just talk? Like,
Yeah, just a brief description, because this is a new agenda item.
Yeah.
So most people might not be prepared for it, but just a brief thing on a few things that are happening. I always tell people pick the top 3 just so that it gives everyone an idea, because it might be happening in their area, and then we can collaborate on a solution for it.
And also, like, not too long, because we have like maybe just 30 seconds or something.
Annalie, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know, not prepared, but area 1, I'm Annalie Har, I'm area 1 rep, and that area is the area over off of Pasadena, and I believe it extends down to about Smart and Final, and then down to the freeway and up over by the metro station where Avenue 34 is. So contains Avenue 34 and used to have the night market. And no real news happening there. Besides, I did see, I actually need to get in contact with Sarah about, I did see them at Avenue 34 the other day, pulling up the concrete in the lot at Avenue 34. So I don't have any information on that, but I just saw that and need to find out more about that. So
Yeah, that's an agenda item. So we'll, we'll talk about that when it comes up. Thank you, Anna Lee. So, and then our other Area 1 rep seat is currently vacant. So we're looking for somebody to take that seat. So our Area 2 rep is Melanie Balomo Shiflett, and the other seat is vacant for Area 2 as well.
Hi, all is well in Area 2. We've got flat top. So obviously all flat tops goings on are in our Area 2. But nothing to report other than the things that we already all know about. But Area 2 represent.
All right, and if you live in Area 2, that encompasses all of our hills from Griffin, everything north of Broadway, from Griffin all the way to, I guess, past, it's like Paradise Drive. So if you live in that area and you want to be on the board, hit up Melanie or any of us. All right, thank you, Mel. Area 3 rep, we have no Area 3 rep. That area is the area behind Chano's and above Lincoln Park. And so we're currently looking for 2 Area 3 reps. Area 4 rep is Diego.
Hi, yeah, so I'm the Area 4 rep. Again, I'm also unprepared. But that area encompasses Bravo High School, Hazard Park, USC, everything sort of south of I think it was its name. Yeah, so the only update I have in regards to that is I'm trying to reach out to the Bravo Medical Magnet, which also happens to be my alma mater, to see if they need any support from the Lincoln Heights Neighborhood Council. And I'm currently in conversation with their dean. So we'll see if anything comes out from that, but I'll keep the board posted.
All right, thank you, Diego. And the other Area 4 seat is available and vacant. So if anybody wants to apply, hit us up. All right, so Area 5, that's from La Playita down to, I think, Maine. Richard and Gil, we have two reps. Maybe Richard, are you there?
Yes.
Maybe you want to give a little thing, and then Gil can too.
Nothing major going on around this area. Bunch of construction. Couple new development. Not I guess remodeling their houses, but I noticed a couple lights out, street lights. One on my block too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's I kind of like it since it's out, but you know, people can't see.
All right. Well, thank you, Richard.
Where's my partner?
Gil, are you here? Gil?
Yes, I'm here.
Do you have any
Hi,
updates
Gil.
from Area 5, just real quick?
No, they are, like you say, doing construction on that, possibly. I'm watching that across the street for that supportive housing. The owner of the grocery store, of course, was one in his, they're not taking his property. But there's, it goes, this particular thing goes from Broadway to Main, and then from Johnson to the freeway. So we had the main streets, Daly and Griffin. But just good to see the kids out there, though.
Yeah. Thank you, Gil.
Yes, sir.
All right, so then we'll move on to Area 6. That is Mr. Steve Lucero. And then Area 6 has 2 reps, one's vacant. If anybody wants to apply, Steve.
Yes, my name is Steve Lucero. I'm the Area 6 rep, which includes the entire Brewery Artist Colony Complex. I would say community has expressed some concern regarding the houseless encampments that have been growing on Moulton Avenue. I've lived here the last 11 years, and this is just another era, but it is, of course, the most maximized that the encampments have been. Safety-wise, in my opinion, it's been pretty tame. Otherwise, I've also heard concern about the brewery the brewery art walk that happens every 6 months. They're trying to bring that back. So I don't know what the outcome is going to be with that, but yeah, I think that's otherwise, this is strictly some things that I've heard about the street on North Main Street. It's getting very, very bumpy and potholy. That's about all I have.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. 1 second. Hey, Richard, are you on here for a second? So I'm going to say something, Steve, real quick. There, a safety issue just popped into my head that I saw.
Yes.
There's a, hey, so you go, say you're on Daly going south, and then you go right down to Louisa. I think that's Louisa. Or you cut down to Valley to go. Richard, what's that bridge where people were going the wrong way down the one-way street? And
Oh, that's like right where that new restaurant's about to be built.
Yeah, Benny Boy. So the sidewalk's all closed off and it's chain linked up. And
Yeah.
it's finished and it's obstructing the public right away, and that people are walking in the street. There's no other way to go. And then cars are coming the wrong way down a one-way, and it's super dangerous.
Yeah.
I know we're not supposed to talk back and forth, but I just want to bring that up. It's on the edge of, I think, your zone, Steve. Thank you for that update, Steve. And now we're going to move on to Area 7. Area 7 will be Selena and Esmeralda.
Should I go first?
Sure.
Okay, so the only things I can think of are on Main, between Avenue 19 and 17. There was a burned, abandoned car that was picked up by the city. It was by some of the RVs and buses that are parked on Main. I don't know if it was just parked there after it was burned or it burned there, but anyway, the city picked it up finally. And on Main and Avenue 20, there was like a power outage about a month ago on this side, like by Milagro Charter. It was a few blocks, like maybe 4 blocks, and there was a whole power outage. And a few days ago, the DWP finally permanently replaced those power lines. So there was like temporary ones, like put somewhere in a parking lot in the brewery. But that's about it.
Thank you, Selena. Esmeralda?
There's 2 high-risey apartment buildings being built, one on my block and one diagonally across the street from me. And well, one of them's done. On the bottom, there's supposed to be storefronts, and the other building that's being built next to me is finally put like the skeleton of their 5th floor. That's all that I've noticed in my area. There hasn't been trash can fires that I get notifications on the Citizen app, and I don't think I've noticed any break-ins lately or car, because that happens a lot in my area. But I think it's been pretty tame with the crime.
All right. And yeah, okay. Well, thank you, everybody. I guess, does Diana get to do one too? She's not an area. Yeah, I guess a high school is an area.
I mean, there's not much to talk about. I kind of already said it in my announcement with the whole, basketball thing. But one of my friends is doing a theater production with Lincoln High School, and they're doing Grease.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much all that I know of currently. Also, UC Merced and UC Riverside applications have been released, and some kids have got in. There are a couple of Cal States there are quite a few Cal State decisions that have already been released.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't know. I know that Lincoln's sports teams, they didn't, I don't think their basketball team went to championships or anything.
All right, Diana, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so now we're gonna move just real quick onto committee announcements. If you haven't had a meeting or, or your committee's like chilling for a minute, like just maybe you don't need to update, but so we'll start. I'll start with Planning and Land Use Committee. We're having a meeting on March 16th. And so our last meeting was last 16th, and then this one will be next. We'll be hearing a couple of land use items, and then that's about it. And then executive committee, we have vacancies, but we'll talk about that later. So who else wants to update?
Rules and bylaws.
Ben?
Okay, we have a Rules and Bylaws Committee meeting tomorrow at 5:30 by Zoom.
All right, Rules and Bylaws Committee. Yeah, we have the agenda on our website, and that's for rewriting the bylaws for our council.
Right.
All right, if anybody wants to join that committee, you can hit us up. So how about Vince?
Okay, we have Diego has his hand up, and then Fernie.
Yeah, so
Oh, you muted yourself.
oh, sorry. You're also on the Sustainability Committee event, so please feel free to echo anything that I haven't filled everyone in on. But I just want to announce that I did resign as co-chair for the Sustainability Committee. So I'll still be on the committee, but there's just been lots of transitions in my life that just don't allow me to do the position justice. So, and I also think we agreed upon meeting every third Wednesday at 6 p.m. every month. We've also renamed ourselves. So we are the Environmental Justice and Resilience Committee. So yay. We made that change because it's more fitting for what our mission statement is. And I believe we'll be drafting a mission statement that will be posted on the upcoming agendas just to set the tone for what we want to work on. And did I miss anything else, Vince?
No, I think you got it all.
Cool. All right, so Programs and Services Committee. That would be Joanna.
So, okay, we are going to have our first meeting March 24th at 5 to 6 p.m. And we decided on having that meeting be every fourth Thursday.
Okay.
And I think that's pretty much it. We are going to work on more objectives and what we want to, focus on for the next 6 months. So if you want to join us.
Yeah, Programs and Services. Cool. Who else? Let's see. Anybody?
Yeah, Fernanda.
Ernie?
Thank you. Can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you, but you sound a
Can you
little-
guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
We can hear you better now.
Okay, so because the tenants ad hoc committee will be participating in housing clinic, the flyers will be ready sometime next, I believe Monday. So I will be coordinating with the outreach chair to hand out these flyers and promote the house clinic once we have the flyers ready. So,
Okay, cool. Yeah, we have that on the agenda here for a little announcement. Okay, so that's cool. Thank you, Fernanda. ARC?
ARC?
Sorry. Alliance of River Communities?
So we did have our meeting on March the 1st, which was a very interesting meeting. We did have Tim, who did the same presentation in the Sustainability Committee about the river and bringing trout back into the LA River, and there was a lot of discussion on that. We also brought up the water quality issue in the Los Angeles River and the issues with sanitation, which a lot of people were not aware of and want more information. And we were also notified by LA Department of Water and Power that there's a possible future fight for the water in the river because they miscalculated how much water LA needed with all the new development. So they're now looking at turning the LA River water into your new drinking water. So it's the old toilet to tap. And so, you know, those are going to stir up a lot of conversations. We invite the public to go to ARC and our sustainability committee as we will take up these issues and the concerns so that we can address them, because some of them are technical, but I think it's important because the water that's coming out of our faucet is what's going to affect us, right? And it's what they're considering to put in our tap water, and we have to know what we're drinking. We don't want to have a Flint. Our pipes may be good, but the water's bad. You know, it's a whole different avenue on water in the city of Los Angeles. But we invite everyone to attend our meetings and our sustainability meetings.
Thank you, Vince. Any other committees have any announcements here? No?
I don't see anybody else's hand up.
All right. With that, we're going to move on to the agenda of items. Item number 8, Planning and Land Use Committee. I'm the chair of the Planning and Land Use Committee. A, presentation, Avenue 34 project / 3505 Pasadena Avenue, Welch's Industrial Dry Cleaners site. A1, speaker, Sarah Clendenning, chair, Pluck.
So are we going to put a time on?
Yeah, I mean, this is just kind of a sort of, no, don't, it'll be like a couple minutes. There's no action on this. It's just an update for the health, safety, and welfare.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could time me. I'll do a little speaking, 2 minutes perhaps, maybe for me. And
okay.
a couple minutes and 5 minutes.
So you'll go first and then Michael.
Yeah, the other people, I don't think Jessica's here. We have to check, but Ellie.
Yes, Jessica, I did see. Yeah, Jessica Swan's here, but I don't know if she's speaking on the issue.
Okay, so we'll just do 2 minutes each in that, or whatever.
Okay, I'll bring Michael.
Kind of the only item on the agenda today. So, okay, so I'll start speaking. All right, so
whenever you're ready.
Okay, start. So Avenue 34, the project site is abutted by another site to the north that's part of the top part of the triangle. It's Avenue 34 in Pasadena. The address of this site is 3505 Pasadena Avenue. The name of the site is Welch's Industrial Dry Cleaners, or Welch's Industrial Overall Dry Cleaners. This is what's the largest the largest dry cleaners in the country. It operated actually before 1920, but it was roughly 1920 to the 1980s, 1980. So, you know, they were dumping. The site is polluted with dry cleaning contaminants that span for almost a century. It's been fallow land since most can remember here in the neighborhood. The structures on the site were torn down. Some of the last ones were torn down in the 90s. Mike Hernandez made a motion to tear down a couple of these just shack types of wooden buildings. And abutting that site was those warehouses at Avenue 34, the Model Cities warehouses. So DTSC put out a notice of there's going to be paving at the Welch's site and cleaning up of trash. Anyway, yeah, they paved the site and tore up a bunch of concrete. There's the school across the street. There was no LADBS permit. I don't know if I'm going to expound on that right now, but yeah, so the site at Avenue 34, they have graded the site to flatten it. They've torn up the old pavement and they have repaved it. And that is that. And so this is a sort of dialogue about what's going on. And we have, I guess we could start with Michael first. And if we could bring Jessica into the room.
Okay, we got Michael. I'm gonna unmute him. If you can state your name for the record.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Michael Hayden. Thank you all for having me. As you all know, the Avenue 34 project is it's a huge, like 468 unit mixed use project proposed at Avenue 34 and Pasadena Avenue, where the developers never disclosed, like Sarah said, that the property used to be a toxic waste dump. And the testing last summer showed that the toxic vapors on the site are 40,000 times higher than residential safety limits in some parts of the property. And neighbors are currently exposed to the vapors that could be intruding into our homes from that property. The developers have made a cleanup proposal, but that cleanup proposal doesn't include testing off the property, doesn't investigate the sewers, which were also dumped into, leaves a lot of the contamination in place in the soil, and uses industrial rather than residential cleanup standards, even though this is going to be a big residential project. So last week, the Avenue 34 developers hired contractors to start pre-construction work on their project, the Avenue 34 project. And they want to use this neighboring property at 3505 Pasadena Avenue, the Welch's property, as a parking lot and staging area for their construction. And DTSC put up work notices which misleadingly said that the site has been remediated and determined to be safe for commercial or industrial use. In fact, Welch's isn't due for final certification until 2026. And also DTSC has only been doing groundwater monitoring, not soil or soil vapor tests, for many years. That means we don't know what is actually in the soil that they disturbed. So on Tuesday of last week, they began tearing up the entire site. In the weeks prior, they kicked everyone who was unhoused and living on the property off the property. I don't know what has become of those people. This week, they removed all the trees and vegetation on the site. They graded the entire site. They removed tons of asphalt. They had a mound more than 10 feet high on the property. And they did all this work starting on the windiest day we've had in months, which was last Tuesday. So it was really troubling if contaminated soil was blowing into the homes and the elementary school across the street. And I called LA Department of Building and Safety. They confirmed that there have been no permits requested or granted for this work. And when I called DTSC with my concerns, they said initially, oh, they're only going to be doing trash removal on this property. That's untrue, because even DTSC's work notice said that they would be doing grading and asphalt. They removed tons of soil and asphalt. And today they put new asphalt down on the entire lot. So it's really disturbing that DTSC has been misleading to the public. You know, when I talked to them, they said, you need to understand, of course, that this is a different property from the Avenue 34 property, but that's misleading because it is also a contaminated property that has not completed its cleanup, and it's being used by these developers as a staging area for the Avenue 34 project. Therefore, it is part of the same construction project. And it's deeply disturbing if DTSC has indicated to the developers that they have a green light to start work on this project, because officially they haven't yet approved the cleanup plan. And that cleanup plan is one which our elected leaders and the US EPA agree is deeply flawed. For instance, it doesn't mention the 252 barrels of toxic waste buried here. It doesn't include offsite testing. It doesn't include investigation of the sewers or all the other underground features that we've identified on the property. And perhaps most outrageously, it allows the developers to use industrial cleanup standards rather than residential standards, even though as many as 1,400 people could live on the property. And there are neighbors also around the property who would continue to be exposed to toxic pollution if they use that lower standard. DTSC still hasn't responded to our public comments. They haven't made a determination on the cleanup plan. So we're holding on to hope that the powerful letters from the EPA, from County Supervisor Hilda Solis, from US Representative Jimmy Gomez, all supporting our concerns, will make a difference. And it would be great if DTSC does require further investigation of the dumping, requires testing we've been calling for, requires a more stringent cleanup plan. But I have to say that it's personally very disturbing to see this work moving forward this week, that DTSC has allowed, even though Welch's doesn't have a site closure letter, and even before that site's cleanup is finished, it doesn't bode well for what determination they might make for Avenue 34. And that's my update.
Thank you, Michael.
We have
One
Jessica
second.
Swan.
I'm just gonna present just a couple more little tidbits before just so Jessica can kind of respond. So another thing, maybe we could ask Gloria Molina if she knows any, if she has any information about the site because she was on the board of the nonprofit East Northeast Economic Redevelopment Corp that built those current warehouses that are on Avenue 34 back in the late 70s and graded that site millions of cubic square feet of dirt. And that would be a good person to ask, reach out to, maybe for the board. Also, so the DTSC Avenue, the 3505 Pasadena Avenue Welch's site. DTSC has not one case open. They have there are 4 cases related to that site. The main case, yes, is 600000636. And that's the one that it says that it's almost completed or it is completed. And that's the one that's on EnviroStore. There are 3 other cases. They're on, well, 2 of them are on GeoTracker. One's called Welch's Uniform Rental Site. The case is SL2044P1598. The other one's called Metro Rail Pasadena Blue Line 19990014. And the third one's called Welch's Uniform Rental T06037000785. Those other 3 cases associated with that Welch's site are open cases. One is for gas, UST Lust case, leaking underground storage tank fuel. The other one was for lead. And all 3 of these go to that 3505 site. And so that's just, I'm just presenting that information now if anybody wants to look those up. And that's all I have to add. And I guess we'll bring Jessica in and see what DTSC has to say.
Hi, Jessica, you're unmuted.
Oh, Jessica?
She has talking permitted, but I don't know if she might be having issues with.
Okay.
Hello, can you all hear me?
Yeah, hey.
Okay, hi, good evening. Thank you, Sarah, for inviting me. I don't have talking points, prepared for this evening. Got the invite a little bit late, but I can respond to questions or they can be emailed to me, of course. So the work that is occurring at the Welch's property in the EnviroStore, it is referred to as the former Welch's Uniform Facility, is not considered grading by the LA Department of City Planning. So that is why a permit is not being required. The cleanup work is general trash debris removal. Understandably, that does include moving dirt. And so I do understand your concerns. There was water sprayed and dust suppression measures taken during that work. The cleanup, the site, there was a risk assessment as stated in the work notice that was posted in 2016 regarding the site being cleaned up to industrial commercial standards, as well as there is continuing groundwater monitoring. So the reason that there's not soil testing is because the soil is considered cleaned up to an industrial commercial standard.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Jessica. So it cleaned up to industrial commercial standard. All right.
We can open it up to board question or comment. I mean, right now we're commenting, we're not taking no action.
Yeah.
If the board has anything to say on it.
This, yeah, just so everybody knows, yeah, this is across the street from an elementary school. I'm sure everybody knows a lot about the case. If you don't know about it, you could just look up Avenue 34 or read the environmental report on LAGBS. I'll just make one more statement. I was over there the day they broke ground just by accident, just talking to some of the neighbors on Avenue 34. And yeah, the security guard on the actual site, while they were moving dirt, didn't know about the history of the site or that it was even a toxic soil or whatever. And he was very surprised. And residents across the street were very worried as the dirt was blowing into their, blowing east across Pasadena. And that's it. And so we will go through.
And I have a comment on it. I just wanted to say, there's a couple of disturbing things that I seen, because I seen Melanie raise her hand. She'll be next. One is the fact that it's not to the standards of the state, but the standards of the city on what grading is. That in itself is disturbing, that the state doesn't have its own requirements on what grading is, and we're going to depend on the city of LA when they're actually grading the parking lot and digging it up, and it's not basic trash removal. Because I'm aware of the city planning, and their trash removal is brush removal. If you have debris on there, that's what's permitted. But the fact that we're looking at the city to kind of bypass this, that's the problem that we have with city and state. When it's convenient for them, they waive the right to the city. When it's not convenient, the state asserts its powers. And we see it throughout most of what the city policy is and how they work with the state. And the other part is just looking at the history, that DTSC has no real history of the project sites. So you're basing this basically on tests without looking at the history, like the barrels and all this other stuff. God only knows what else has been put on there, because we know that not all those cases were caught. That the cases that were in the news were cases that, you know, they got caught in. How many other cases weren't caught that DTS is not aware of? And you could have missed it by one drill and one boring sample. That's happened a lot. So those things alarm me, that they wouldn't take an extensive ground search and testing to make sure that there are no major contaminants in there. And then I think even if you guys did, you still wouldn't do nothing about it, because that's what we're seeing in front of us today. So I'll leave it at that. And Mel, you're next.
Oh, 1 second. Hey,
Go ahead.
Hey, Steve, or do we have photos of the grading that was happening?
Yeah, I can send you a link.
Can you send me a link right now to the council email? All right, thank you, Steve. Mel, sorry for interrupting you.
All good. Is there an echo or anything when I'm speaking?
I don't hear one. No.
Okay, good. Yeah, here's what is so upsetting, besides the fact that like we didn't know that this was going to be happening. And we've had DTSC present at so many of our meetings, and I feel like this could have like so easily been mentioned. But like, if we're still in the process of even deciding if Avenue 34 is going to move forward, then like, why are we preparing a site for their construction staging? It's just, it makes me feel like all of the work that's being done and has been done, and all of the lip service that we're getting is just that. It's disingenuous. It's like, okay, let the community have their say and let them feel like they're making some moves, but like, let's just keep moving forward. Let's get this parking lot ready for us to do our thing. It's so upsetting. And also, like, it was a windy day. And if these developers, if DTSC was really concerned about our health and safety, they could have just like postponed it a few days. Kids out on Hillside playing on the blacktop as the wind from the site is like kicked up into the air and brought over, into our neighboring streets. Oh, anyways, I don't let everyone else talk, but yeah, not happy.
All right. Hey, Vince, real quick, can I do a share screen on mine? I just want to.
Here you are. Hold on. Give me
Or
one
I could say, can I send you the photos right now and you just put them up?
Do a share screen better, because you already have them on yours. I'm gonna make you a co-host.
Okay, 1 second.
Let me stop sharing on my end over here.
Okay, 1 second, guys. I just have to cue these up. Don't look. You can't see my screen yet, can you?
No, not yet.
1 second. Or can Steve do a share screen at all? I'm just a little bit stupid on the technology here. My computer's slow. Anyway, Vince, I'm just going to email them to you.
Okay, go ahead.
Right now, and then as people talk, you can just pull them up, all right? All right, sorry guys for interrupting.
Okay, go ahead. So we'll let the next person speak, which is Gil.
Hello,
Thank
you
you.
recognizing me?
Mhm.
Okay, hey, yes, I'm very disturbed at what's going on. I think this actually warrants a calling of emergency special meeting at the Pluck. If they're doing work down there and there's no permit, you're gonna have to make a formal complaint. You have to go down there and raise some hell. Unfortunately, I don't get out, so I have to voice my opinion that I think it warrants immediate attention by the council and get into the heart of it, even down to CD1 and whatever it takes. Thank you.
Thank you, Gil.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Gil.
Vince, I'm sending them right now.
Send them to the Lincoln Heights email.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Once I get them, I'll open it up real fast.
Yeah, there's just 4 of them. And maybe Steve.
Okay, we have Anna Lee.
Anna Lee?
Yeah, yep. Hi, sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to echo what Melanie said, and it's just so strange that they would be, I mean, that's what the what permitted that for be allowed is for what that piece of property was. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. That's what the property was zoned at previously, if it was not a TOC, right? To be able to do that, correct?
What, wait, sorry. Oh, no, that
I
site's
think-
not, that's just a dormant parcel that had structures demolished over a period of years. It's privately owned. It's marked as, yeah, it's still being remediated as a site that was toxic.
I know, it's just, I thought that piece was like, yeah, zoned at something else, like if it was not a TOC, right, which gave all this like opportunity to be able to even build that at the magnitude that it is. But yeah, what I don't understand what the, huh? Sorry.
Every property, TOC zoning is it's a radiant sort of blob type map that radiates out of any metro line. So
right, no,
it's even
I understand.
Even single family homes are zoned for TOC and it's different tier levels. So
right, but I mean, I'm saying that basically what they were doing is like, oh, this is zoned as this before, so that makes the loophole that they were able to do that.
No,
right, correct.
Grading criteria is different than the state. LADBS has a weird loophole in that if you're just moving around less than, God, I forget how many cubic yards of dirt it is or cubic feet, then it's not considered grading. It's a kind of a weird either or type of weird thing that, I mean, if it's on hillsides, it's more strict, but like if you wanted to make it not, it's not, you know, it's up to their discretion, I guess.
Right. It's just crazy that I'm just, yeah, echoing along with Melanie that it's a little bit, if you have all this concern from people and this is, you know, the job that you're supposed to be doing to protect people, it's crazy that it was allowed. And yeah, echo what everybody else has said. That's all.
Thank you, Annalee. Steve?
Just about the same. I feel like we've learned a lot together, and I appreciate, I've appreciated everything and all the information that Jessica, that you brought. At this point, just to vocalize, lost all my faith. It doesn't seem like anyone has the ability from the outside to empathize their own children, their own family. They don't seem to know anyone around this area. There seems to be no concern, and I feel it. And we feel it, I think.
Thank you, Steve. And then we have Deanna.
Hello. Hi, Jessica. And I understand that you aren't like, you know, the person who's in charge of DTSC and everything, and that these decisions likely aren't up to you if you know about them at all. But I'd still like to bring it up, even if it's not under a DTSC jurisdiction. At this point, it feels as though the development will be built under our noses while the discussions are still going on. And what can DTSC do to ensure us talking and you coming here as a representative of DTSC right now isn't just lip service, and that'll actually do something? All the history has been dug up and some testing has already been done. There's been community protest against this, and what more is needed for DTSC to just stop unknowing this project rather than continuously giving the developer chance after chance and doing nothing to prevent them from going behind our backs? Sorry if I spoke too fast, by the way.
Oh, thank you, Deanna. Can I answer that question? Sorry, can I address that?
Yes.
Thank you so much for your question. So the draft removal action work plan is still not approved yet. We're still processing the response to comments. So that is still open, right? So before the work plan can be approved, we will complete the response to comments and send those out. So that will, we intend to, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just, you're a bit choppy. It might just be me though, I'm sorry.
Okay, give me just a second. We strive for an open and transparent process in this whole thing. Normally the work that occurred at Welch's would not even need to have a consideration of a work notice, but due to the consideration of it being so close to Avenue 34 and our understanding of the contentious nature around that site, we did want to provide you all notice of that, which is why we sent out the work notice to begin with, right? So again, we are trying to communicate with you, be transparent with you all about the process. We will continue to communicate even if the cleanup plan does move forward. So.
All right, thank you, Jessica. Yeah.
One more question. Did DTSC have any part in the removal of the houseless people around that area?
The unhoused population that were on the property were obviously not authorized to be there. While we did not say, hey, you have to leave, it was part of the grading or not grading, I'm sorry, the paving and debris removal.
Okay. Cool, thanks.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, Michael.
Thanks. So two quick points. And one is that even before they did the testing on the Avenue 34 project, the developers prepared a soil management plan that they would use during their operation. Although their contractors later said that soil management plan needs to be upgraded and rewritten after the testing results came in. But I bring that up to say that soil management plan, even before the testing started, laid out work procedures that included regular testing of the soil, tarps over the soil, no leaving large piles of soil on the property, constant air monitoring, large barriers around the property, et cetera, and none of those procedures were being followed during any of this work, or even are now. And so, as this is part of the project, as this is part of the activities, we expect that the work be at least following the sort of guidance documents that they have already prepared for the work. The other point I want to bring up, and Jessica, maybe you can answer this question, is that I know that DTSC responded to somebody who wrote a letter to DTSC. DTSC said that they were reaching out to the city or the district attorney for details about the prosecution in the 80s for the dumping. Due to the research we've done, we believe that those records have been destroyed several years ago. And so if DTSC does not get those records, we wrote a letter to DTSC calling on DTSC to interview the prosecutor who prosecuted this case. Jessica, has DTSC interviewed the prosecutor?
No.
Barry Groveman, the ex-city attorney.
And regarding the soil management plan, there was no DTSC on staff on site for the days that they were doing the most disruptive and dangerous work on the property, and none of those soil management plan measures were being used. Can you assure us that no work will move forward unless it does follow the guidance that even the developers has already proposed more than a year ago?
The soil management plan was likely for developing the site for a different use. So that wouldn't be in consideration likely at this time, which is why it might not have been applied during this current situation. And again, the information in the work notice, such as the dust suppression measures that were taken, were applicable.
Okay, and does DTSC have intentions of investigating the dumping by reaching out to people who might have knowledge about it?
We have been reaching out to different entities that may have information on it.
But not the prosecutor?
We have reached out to Barry Groveman.
Okay. Thanks for that confirmation.
Our next one is Diego. And then we'll go to the public.
Thank you, Vincent. Yes, I'll make this short because I really want to make sure that the public has time to comment. This is just a blatant case of environmental racism, all of it. And we've already heard exactly why. Like this, I passed by the site when the winds were blowing and kicking off all that dust. My car window happened to be low, and a lot of that dust just went into my car, and I had to pull over and just take a moment to think about all the kids that were breathing that in throughout the day. Yeah, I just find it super like disheartening that it seems like, and mind you, I don't know who owns the Welch's site, but just that DTSC seems to be more responsive to the needs of the developer than it seems to want to hear the concerns of the community. The community has been rallying behind the cleanup of this site for years. If anything, it should have been paved over without any sort of grading a long time ago, just to ensure that that dust wasn't kicking up this whole time. But alas, it happens, you know, in response to a developer and young group needing a parking lot and staging area for their construction that has yet to be approved. It's just super disheartening. And mind you, and this is in the context that DTSC also happened to have postponed or canceled that workshop that was meant to hear out the concerns of the community. And so I just want to emphasize that point, that I would really like more accountability on DTSC's front. Thank you.
Thank you, Diego. Okay, we'll open it up to the public. Sarah? Sarah, you're muted.
I'm trying to play some videos. Is it, can you guys see anything?
It's kind of choppy.
Oh no, really? Okay, X out of that one. Okay, never mind.
Okay, we have some in the public. George?
I am one little kid and I am worried about the earth, about all this toxic waste dump. So I am trying to help out the LAUSD district so I can help out the community.
Oh,
Thank you, George.
Let's see.
Our next speaker is Goat Puppet 2.
Hey, Goat Puppet. Hello?
Yes. And again, we return to the scene of the crime, don't we? So I thought we had this taken care of. Nope. So what's Gil Cedillo doing business as Chucky? What's he been up to again? No good again. So remember, he's running against a nice lady. Vote for the nice lady. Out with Gil and in with the new. Yes. So where are the hidden documents? Who do you call when City Hall is corrupt? Well, the FBI. Yes, they have one of 9 grand juries and special prosecutors. Take your pick. And finally, we appreciate Diego's honesty, not wasting time with little outreach meetings, but handling crime like this matter. This is a criminal matter. It's a dangerous matter. And as the wind blows, you're going to be getting all of that toxicity in your lungs. This is what you're going to sound like Herb Wesson after he smokes his cigarettes. Or do you want to sound like this? Oh, I want to sound like that. Yes. And finally, what about Gloria Molina? Where is she? What's she been doing? And why is she hiding from the meeting? Let's place her under oath and cross-examine her with her board activities. And you, Hilda Solis, wherever you are, you're out there listening. We're watching. And this very special neighborhood council is now a shadow grand jury. So we're keep up the good work. Now we have to go to the West Hills Neighborhood Council. They're expecting Goat Puppet with his report on the lawsuit involving their board members. Oh, good. Yes. So far, all of you are not city employees yet. The city attorney so far has you classified as volunteers. But I'm going to get that for you one day. One day you will all be city employees entitled to back pay, damages, and sick pay. Keep up the good work. And Goat Puppet must go now.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. All right.
Okay, our next speaker is Jabs Frog Palomino.
One second. Oh, so you have the timer going, or just because the shared screen, it would just be that picture the whole time of the meeting. Okay. Jabs?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, hey.
Hey, how you doing, guys? I have a question for I'm trying to understand all this process of the about this parcel, this specific problem. So my question to the DTSC representative is that does the DTSC already acknowledge that the site is contains high levels of toxic contaminants?
Hi.
Hi, Jessica.
Yeah. Hi there. Thank you so much. So we, I'd like to keep the sites separate, right? So there's two discussions kind of occurring. So I do want to make clarifications that the Welch's Uniform Facility, the former Welch's Uniform Facility, is the facility that work is occurring at, or where the paving and the debris removal occurred. That is adjacent to the Avenue 34 site. So the Welch's property was cleaned up to an industrial commercial standard, and groundwater monitoring is continuing at that property. So then the adjacent property, the Avenue 34 property, is the property that is currently under review for cleanup plan, right? And so yes, where there was testing, we found contaminants there, and we proposed a cleanup plan, sent that out to the community for public comment, and we are responding to those comments.
Okay, thank you. And before I end my 2 minutes in, so this is the problem that I see. DTSC is acknowledging that the site is contaminated. Okay, so doesn't matter if this company developer did the grinding or not. They what they did was to disturb the soil, and by disturbing the soil, you are disturbing all these contaminants that, according to all these people, it was a very windy day, so a lot of people, hundreds, probably thousands of people surrounding this area, around this area, already breathe and probably are gonna get sick from all these contaminants. So I think DTSC is playing a huge role here, but of corruption, with all due respect, not to you, Jessica, but to the whole department. And this cannot be continue. It is a common practice from the city and other agencies from the county, state, and federal, that they rather ask for forgiveness and try to cure their mistakes rather to go for follow the proper protocols and following the proper protocols that were made to protect the health, safety, and welfare of people, not of the corporations, people that actually live there.
10 seconds.
So yeah, so it's very disturbing that DTSC is being how can I say it, partner with all these criminal actions from the city and developers. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I do just want to clarify that again, the work that is occurring, that occurred, right, that was on the Welch's property, not on the Avenue 34 property. So those sites are separate. The work did not occur on Avenue 34, where we are still in a draft cleanup plan.
Jessica?
Thank you, Jessica.
I just want to make a comment about the history of that site. I've done so much. The addresses and the parcel numbers and the PIN numbers and all the things, APN numbers, and what would I call that? I guess tract numbers, right? Historically have been changed so much. There used to be streets going through there. Avenue 35 used to go almost all the way through the property. That site was actually used as one property. So this idea of that it being as two sites, that actual site was used for so long, over 100 and, since the year 1900 pretty much. And that all the functions there were totally interconnected. There was the rock crusher there that spanned the whole left side of it for a long time. So this is actually one parcel. And then later it got rezoned into the, especially after that thing in the 70s. So time, it's about the records that are kept. Are they acceptable? Or accessible? Does the city keep these, does the city destroy these records or, whatever, like they did in 2016 or whatever. And so as we just keep finding out stuff, there are so many addresses on the site that don't exist anymore. And even the address 141 West Avenue 34 is to use for that site is a brand new thing. It used to go by another number. And so the idea that it's two sites is not correct. So.
Right, Sarah, but I would just like to clarify really quickly that the point of what I'm saying by separating the sites is that a cleanup occurred at Welch's, whereas we're still in the process of the draft cleanup plan for the Avenue 34 site.
Okay, because yeah, when you say that the cleanups, I know about the cleanup for the one case number for Welch's. That's on EnviroStore, right? For the VOCs and stuff like that. And that they had the air monitors for and the pumping, whatever, the past 20 years or whatever. But there are 3 other cases open for it too. So, and one goes back to 1965. And I'm curious about what's up with those open cases. If you know the status on those 3 other cases. One is on EnviroStore and the other 2 are on GeoTracker. So some were transferred to, I just wonder, why are there these other open cases then? Because they're totally separate cases.
Thank you, Sarah.
That's it.
Okay, so we move on to the next agenda item. Since we have there's no action on
Oh,
this
yeah.
one.
Okay, so there's no action. So we're just gonna move on to
Give
the
me 1
next.
second. Let me bring the agenda up for you.
All right, so the second one, I'm gonna, so.
We're on number 9.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so presentation, urgent safety issue regarding 25 streetlights out, non-functioning between Broadway, Griffin, Daly, and Avenue 28. Reported to the city on January 2nd, not resolved. I just want to give everybody a quick update. So on New Year's, or actually before New Year's, yeah, I've just, I take a tally of everything that needs to be fixed around the neighborhood, right? I record it into my phone. And so I've recorded, over 25 streetlights out. And basically it was January, and I reported it January 2nd, and I reported it like January 29th or something to Bureau of Street Lighting. And not only did I report it, but I also take photos of them every time I see them. And I just I'm obsessed with it, right? So I went to Pollo Loco, or wait, where did I go? La Playita, and the lights were back on. I just noticed magically a couple of the specific ones that I was obsessed with were back on. And then I walked down Broadway, and they were all, or most of them were fixed, and it was a trip. But I think it might have happened because somebody heard that it wasn't getting resolved, and then they did something about it. But I actually have I guess Bureau of Street Lighting said in their records, or in their computer or something, it said only 2 lights were out. That I was must have been hallucinating. But for the record, I have photos of every light out. So those lights are, should be fixed now. I didn't go and look at all of them, but if anybody sees any that are still out, you hit me up. The street lighting thing is a big deal. All the lights were out in front of Marcelina's. Broadway is a drag strip to get on the freeway for people not from here. So hopefully we save some lives in our community. And street lighting, if that's not working, it means that your neighborhood's not a priority. So thank you to Bureau of Street Lighting for fixing our lights. And that's that item. So I guess we can move on to the next one. And yeah, it feels good to, get your lights fixed. Okay, so item number 10, that would be Fernanda. Fernanda, are you here still? Or can you hear me?
I'm
still here.
Okay, so item 10, Tenants' Rights Ad Hoc Committee. I just have an item here. If you want to announce and talk about real quick what's going down.
Yeah, that's right. I just had a meeting with Wendy yesterday with the mayor's office about this housing clinic. It's going to be on March 19th at 10 a.m. it starts. There are going to be several booths open, and 2 of those booths will actually be doing housing is key applications. So for anyone that wants to apply, they'll help you do the application there. Or if you've already applied and need to submit additional documentation, you can do that there with them. Since I'm really familiar with the application, I do want to ask to see if maybe our booth can do the same and help people with applications, because for those 2 booths, you need to make an appointment. They don't do walk-ins. And the flyer hasn't been made yet, and they have the information on how to make the appointment on that flyer. The flyers will be ready by Monday. And so I'm going to go ahead and pick some up to advertise the housing clinic. But on our end, we will be having a table, and I'm going to be making a pamphlet with resources to hand out as well. So I will need someone to volunteer with me for the tabling event. And I'm going to coordinate with our chair of outreach, Joanna, so that we can work together with advertising the housing clinic next week. But for now, what is pending on our end is I need to get clearance to see if our booth can help with the application process as well. And if we can, then I wouldn't do like appointments. I think just walk-ins would be fine, as well as developing a pamphlet and reading material for the day of the event. And any other ideas that you guys have on what we can do for tabling, please shoot me an email. And so once we organize outreach, we will ask for volunteers for that, as well as any of you guys who want to participate in the tabling event, shoot me an email and I'll keep you in the loop.
So 1 second, Fernanda. So this is the Tenants' Right Ad Hoc Committee working with the Outreach Committee, correct?
That's right.
And so the date is March 19th. And what's the location again?
At 10 a.m. It's going to be at the Youth Center on Altura Street.
Oh, Lincoln Heights Youth Arts Center, Altura.
It's going to be in the parking lot. So you'll have to park in the street or something. There won't be like parking spaces to go there.
So it's outside the hockey rink?
That's right.
Outside hockey rink. And then Okay, so you have to make an appointment to go to this clinic.
Only if you want to have an application for housing is key filled out there.
Okay.
Otherwise, all the other booths are just handing out reading material and stuff like that. Two of the booths are doing the housing is key applications, and both of those booths require appointments. I don't have the information on how to sign up for those appointments just yet. That will be given to me on Monday.
And just so everybody knows, yeah, the tenants' rights ad hoc committee, housing key thing is the COVID rent relief thing. And so when you fill out the application, it asks you for a couple personal documents, one being a bill in your name, the other being proof of either your tax return, or you could show your acceptance letter for for your insurance, for Medi-Cal approval letter, and that suffices as evidence for income. But to qualify for the low income COVID or for the COVID rent relief, you have to make under $68,000. So that's considered low income. So, you know, yeah. So if anybody from the community wants to help and be part of this mayor sponsored housing clinic at Altura Street, the Lincoln Heights Youth Arts Center, March 19th. Anybody from the community wants to work with the committee, hit up Fernanda and attend this next Lincoln Heights Neighborhood Council Tenants' Rights Committee.
Yeah, you can email me at my first name, Fernanda, dot my last name, Sanchez, LHNC, as in Lincoln Heights Neighborhood Council, at gmail.com. So once the flyers are ready on Monday, we're pretty much going to be advertising up until the 19th. Separately, I'll be working on reading material and a pamphlet to hand out. And if we do get that and I do get approved to also help with applications, then I will definitely need somebody else there tabling to help pass out stuff while I do the applications. But in the meantime, I'm still trying to see if I have approval to help with applications.
Also, what am I saying? The other groups, it's like Jimmy Gomez will be there in person, right? And then an assembly member.
Actually, they are not going to be there. They're just going to send the representatives.
Okay. Are you having a committee meeting before this event?
I think that I will be having a committee meeting so that I can just outreach for more volunteers.
And then
I will definitely send the agenda out once that meeting is finalized, if it happens.
Okay, and then if say there's some community group organizations that want to help sign people up for housing is key.
No, for sure.
And they're not city employees or
Mhm.
officials. They can sign people up at wherever they want to, right?
Oh no, that's totally true.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
If they want to like have like a little platform for that event, again, please email me and I'm more than happy to share the table and the resources that we have. This is a platform that is strictly for our community, so I welcome absolutely everybody that needs resources or that has resources to give out.
Awesome. Thank you, Fernanda.
Thank you, Fernie.
Any board member questions about this? There's no action, but
I don't see any.
any community questions? All right, cool. So
Don't
next
see
we have
any.
next item. Vince, can you bring up the agenda?
1 second, get the agenda. The next item is the budget. Let me see, I'll take it from here to do the budget. We have a budget. Our first one on item 11 is announcement of neighborhood purpose grants, which are open to 501c3 nonprofit groups in our area that have to do with that projects that benefit within our district. So we have an open call for it. All applicants can send the applications to me. You can reach me at Vincent, VINCENT, m.LHNC@gmail.com. And I can send you the applications, but we have the applications on our website. And it has all the details you need to submit your application for an MPG. And then we will be hearing them soon. Okay, so I'll close
And
that.
so there's another funding thing is, so you have to have a nonprofit to, a 501c3 to get this MPG money, right? But
Yes.
there's another thing too, the community improvement grants or whatever they are. And that,
We have a capital, yeah, like a capital improvement for neighborhood.
so these are other, this is from the same pool of funds we have for the community, right? So if people want to apply, they don't actually have to be a 501c3. They have to actually submit a proposal for something that is an improvement to the community.
No,
And-
they have to be a 501c3, even with the neighborhood purpose grants and also the capital grant.
Well, I don't, that's not what I read on the Dunn site, but
Yeah, they won't give anybody that doesn't have the funding unless they have a 501c3. The only thing we can do with somebody that doesn't have a 501c3 is a co-sponsorship. And then the co-sponsorship can be with the neighborhood council where we purchase the items and then give them to them, you know? But
Schools do not have to have a 501c3.
correct,
also churches don't, you can't get these grants, right? No.
correct.
Man, I must be crazy. Okay, I'll look. Anyway, yeah, if you don't have a 501c3 and then you still want to apply for one of these grants, you just work with another, you contact another 501c3 to like kind of help you get the grant. Sorry for interrupting.
Okay.
That's for our
We'll
community.
move on to, give me 1 second. I think I see, hold on, I see a hand up. Jose?
Yes, this is Jose. Just what also wanted to point out too that on the clerk.lhcd.org website, under NC funding, under grants or neighborhood purpose grants, you can also find packets of information for any applicants. Again, it goes for 501c3s, nonprofits, and also schools with as well.
It said non-profit, that's what it said. So yeah. Jose, do you have to have a 501c3 to get one of these community improvement grants? I'm not talking about the MPGs.
Yeah, they require the, what is it, the IRS letter, the 501c3. It's one of the documents that needs to be provided.
Yeah, I think I was confused. It's kind of like the stakeholdership definition. It was like 501c3 or nonprofit or school. All right. Just, yeah, okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, our next item is item 11B. I'm gonna bring up the MER for January. Give me 1 second. This is the monthly expenditure for January 2022. Our only expenditure was our Lincoln Heights Neighborhood Council public storage. The total was $330.10. And we have no other one.
The public storage?
Yeah, this is the public storage.
I believe we pay for that.
Okay, so this is a funding item, and we're gonna have to take a vote on this. So before we do, I'd like to, can somebody make the motion to approve the monthly expenditure for January 2022?
So moved.
Okay, who motion? I know Ben second, but who motion? We'll say
Ben motioned and I can second.
Okay, there we go. Okay, then, is there any board member comment?
Yeah, I have a board member comment.
Okay.
We need to get, go through that storage unit because I know there's nothing in there. And we need to close that storage unit or get another storage unit because that's a lot of money a month.
Benny?
Yeah, is there an update on the printer?
Yeah, we just, I'm gonna update all the information and we just received it because like everyone knows, the chips were missing from the printer. So there was a lot of printers that weren't available, but we do have, everything came in. So I'm gonna give it'll be on our next February and there'll be an update on that.
Oh, cool.
Richard Ortiz?
I just want to say, would love to help to check out the storage unit.
Oh, we have to do it a certain way with like the treasurer, right, Vince? It's me, you, and
Yeah,
then.
we got to do an inventory list, and then we're gonna provide that for the board members, and then we can go from there.
Oh,
Yeah,
perfect.
we have to do that. We have to, Vince, as the budget chair, I don't know if you have to go through have a committee meeting about this, but we have to resolve that site, like.
No, yeah,
that
we'll set a
situation
date.
ASAP.
We'll set a date and meet at the storage, get keys, and then go through it, and then we'll make the report, send it in. We'll approve it on the board and then send it in.
Okay.
Okay. I don't see any more board member comment. Is there public comment? If you'd like to make a comment, you can do so by raising your hand or pushing *9. Jab Frog.
Hi, how are you? Just a friendly recommendation. When you guys do the inventory, please invite members of the public or more people so you can avoid, being accused of theft or something in the future. Like in the case in the Elysian Valley, where the treasurer, Christine Mills, is accusing stakeholders of theft without have any proof or evidence. So that's a friendly recommendation. Thank you.
Thank
Alright.
you, Jabs.
Oh, Vince, real quick, in terms of the inventory, we have, I don't know if you want to write this down, but CD 14, I talked to them. We have stuff over there at our offices, our old offices. We need to take it and do, I told her, we can't take it yet. We have to do inventory. But also another side of inventory is, I went through the old MERs from the past couple years, and there's a filing cabinet at the senior center that was purchased, and it's a designated storage unit. So there's stuff in there. I don't know what's in there, but we need to get into the senior center.
We'll make contact with all the places where the materials for the council is, and then we'll have to put them inside the storage.
We have to corral all the gear. That's probably years of people buying whatever, AV equipment or something. All right, I'll stop talking. So let's.
Okay. Hold on, Mr. Adams.
I had a question. I remember seeing that the old lions that used to be on at the zoo, at the Lincoln Heights Zoo, would it be possible for us to like put those in storage if we can get those back?
Oh, well, those are they were taken. Well, anyway, that's a different story, but they were basically disappeared from the site, and then they were sold on the private market to somebody who donated them to the LA Zoo, who has now renovated them all, and they're out in another context.
How would we go about like requesting those back?
It would be called like repatriate. What is it called out when people get their pillaged stuff back? Yeah, there's a couple things we have to get back. Yeah, so let's make a list of things that we need to get back that are part of the identity of our community, and work on some maybe repatriation investigations.
Yeah, and it's just remember that it's tough because this has been going on for a long time. We were part of the group that found the elephants. We also located the lion and the hippo, and someone actually took the really cool fencing that was around it and some of the caging. And the problem is because when the city, back in those days when they would dismantle, they had dismantlers just take the stuff. So there wasn't really a city number that was issued to it. So in litigation, that's why they ended up donating it, because it wasn't what they paid for. It was nothing. I saw an auction block and nobody was picking them up at the time, and we had nowhere to put them. So, but I'm glad that they're right now at least in public hands, and they're slated to be in public view. But there's a lot more items that are out in Los Angeles that people took.
There's a lot of stuff. I think we don't, just as a quick side note, the idea of an arts and culture committee, we have a lot of things that we have to deal with the cultural, historic items of our community. One being the zoo stuff, two being we have no monument, like monument for the Zoot Suit riots, but also the Portola monument on the other side of Broadway Bridge for the campsite for Portola, right, Vince? That's actually not the site where he founded the city of LA. It was actually, or where they camped, it was in Lincoln Heights at Downey Park where they were. And that site, that monument needs to be relocated. And that's factual. But we could deal with all of that.
There's a lot out there.
But we know of a process though to get that stuff back though, right?
Those are privately owned.
Yeah, it's tragic. But Adams, if you send me your email, I'll send you some info on it. I have a log of where they have all the stuff at, but it's all in private hands right now.
I'll send you his email. Yeah, Christian, if you want to think about like a sort of arts and culture committee or something, or if you have any ideas about the formation of whatever.
Definitely.
Recommendations, I think that would be a good thing to start up. All right,
Okay, we'll close public comment and we're gonna go. The vote is to approve the monthly expenditure report for January 2022. Sarah?
Yes.
Ben?
Yes.
Fernanda?
Yes.
Vincent Montalvo, yes. Nancy? Absent. Wait 1 second. Benny?
Yes.
Didia?
Yes.
Joanna?
Yes.
Annalee?
Yes.
Melanie?
Yes.
Let me see. Victor's no longer here with us. So Diego?
Yes.
Richard Ortiz?
Yeah.
Okay, Gil?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Selena?
Yes.
Okay, Deanna? And I'm missing
Ineligible.
one. Ineligible. Okay, give me one. I'm missing one person. Esmeralda.
Yes.
Thank you, Esmeralda. Okay, motion passes.
Motion carries. Woo. Next item.
Okay, our next item is the February one, but it's not out yet. So we'll continue it to our next general board meeting.
All right. Our next item. So we're going to move on from the budget committee. That would be executive committee. I have to do these minutes. I'm going to do a batch of minutes. So item 10A, discussion on possible approval of minutes for December 16th general meeting. I'm just going to table that again till the next meeting, and we're going to go through the minutes and get them all done. B, announcement of LHNC vacancies. This is for the public. This is for the community. We have 8 seats open on our board. We have 25 seats total. We need people to join this council ASAP. So our seats available are business representative 2025. So you don't have to own a business. You can work for a business and have their permission, or just know a business and get their permission. Another business rep 2023. Area 1 representative at large. So that will be the area over east of or west of Pasadena Avenue to the river. Area 2 resident, that's the hill area between Griffin to Paradise Drive. Area 3 rep, that's above Lincoln Park, that area, Chanos. Area 3, another Area 3 rep resident 2025. Area 4 representative resident, that's down the area down near Hazard Park. Area 6 representative resident, that would be around Lanza Bros, down Main near the brewery. Area, that's it. Areas, yeah. So to look at the stakeholder criteria, like what it takes to be qualified for the seat, go to our bylaws, and yeah, the link is on our website. And so Secretary and Treasurer, do we have any applications for any vacancies that came in lately?
I didn't receive any.
I didn't receive any. Fernanda? Well, I urge, also the area representatives, all our board members, please, if you are an area rep and the other rep seat is vacant, please try to find somebody to fill the other seat for your area too. So you have two of you. All right, so,
We're closing item 12 and going to item 13, right? Which is non-agenda public comment.
Oh, I see Esmeralda's hands up.
Oh, okay. Esmeralda?
Were we still going to do like the programs and services committee presentation?
Oh, for you. Sorry, I had to strike it from the agenda because it was resolved pretty much.
Oh, okay.
I put you on there. I was going to talk to you about it and then it got resolved. But yeah, sorry about that.
The lights turned on.
Okay. Well, that's all I had.
Thank you for your help, Esmeralda.
So we'll move to item, so
It's item 13, non-agenda public comment.
yeah. So if there's anybody from the public who wants to make a comment, a closing comment, you have 2 minutes. It's just something not on the agenda. Press *9 or raise your hand.
Not seeing anyone?
Okay, any board members? Oh wait, no, we don't, that's not part of it.
No, yeah, that's
Okay, so I guess, adjournment.
So I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Ben seconds. All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed?
Aye.
None opposed?
Bye.
Any
Aye.
abstention? No abstention? Our meeting officially ended at 7:58. We're doing better on time. And Melanie, I
Bye.
love your t-shirt.
Yes, right.
Thank you for the support.
Always.